Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. For those of you who are new here and don't know me, my name is Mags. You can call me Maggie. Anything is fine. Mags or Maggie is great. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful day today. I am sorry that I'm a day late. It is Thursday and I'm supposed to get my content up on Wednesday, but life has been very busy, very crazy, and I'm finally getting the time to sit down, do my laundry, and film and record for you guys. So please forgive me on that. I'm sorry about that. But I'm very excited about this week's topic for Back Atcha. We are talking about different environmental factors and how they can affect the female reproductive system. If you haven't checked out wHyYy's video from Monday, you should definitely check it out. She talked about PCBs and breast milk and a couple of other really interesting environmental things that can affect the female reproductive system. I learned so much from that video in just the short amount of time that she took to create it and research and make that content for you guys, so you should definitely check it out. It was really useful and really appreciated. So, alright, all those things taken care of, what am I going to be talking to you guys about today? Well, when we came up with the idea to talk about the environment and its effects on female reproductive health, I decided what better thing to talk about in our crazy world than stress. You know, stress is something that we don't always think about as being an environmental factor, but it can very much be something that we're surrounded by. By definition, an environment is the kind of surrounding and environment that a person is subjected to at any given time, and it can change and fluctuate. It can be really severe. It can be really minor. But it's something that we are all surrounded by and something that we are subjected to on a day-to-day basis. So stress as a whole can either be physical, emotional, or mental. Just in general, there are obviously more subsidiaries of each of these branches, and it can be broken down, but I think we all have experienced stress in all of these capacities, whether it's physical from a really intense workout or a really hard laboring job, whether it's emotional, going through something really difficult in your personal life, whether it's mental, whether you're having, things going on in your head that you are just really struggling to get through. It can be stressful. And if this is the kind of environment that a female is being subjected to, this kind of harsh, stressful environment, then that can have a lot of impacts on your reproductive health. So one of the different ways that this kind of environment, this kind of high stress environment can have an effect is high stress can lead to what is known as polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is essentially when a female will get cysts, which are just kind of little sacs and pockets on the ovaries. And it can lead to a myriad of problems. It can lead to pain and discomfort. Lots of the time they can be removed. Sometimes they will go away on their own. I'm definitely not the expert in that. If you have any questions about that, consult your doctor, consult the internet, consult wHyYy. You can comment down below, and I'm sure she would love to answer your questions. So she's the expert on that, but they're definitely not a beneficial thing for a female to have. Multiple cysts on the ovaries is not something that anybody wants to deal with. It can lead to infertility or problems struggling to conceive. So if you're trying to have a child, then that can be definitely something you don't want to have. So try to be as low stress as possible. If you're really wanting to have a child, then having a lot of stress can lead to potential problems. Also with that, high stress in general can lead to fertility problems, and it can lead to difficulties conceiving. I don't know 100% of the science behind this, but high stressful environments, whether it's mentally, emotionally, particularly physical fatigue, it can throw your hormones off balance, and it can just make it really difficult to conceive. If you're interested in this more, I would suggest you ask wHyYy or do some research on your own, but that is what research has shown, is that women and females who are under really high amounts of stress usually have a more difficult time trying to conceive. Also, along those same lines, if you have a really stressful pregnancy, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally and emotionally, once you give birth or have your child, whether it's by cesarean section or regular natural birth, lots of the time you have what is known as postpartum depression, which is actually the main complication in pregnancies in the United States. It is not a good thing. Lots of females are subjected to this every single day in the United States, and it's a really big issue actually. lots of women who give birth, or lots of females who give birth, have depression for a very long time after they give birth, and this can lead to even things like suicide and just really, really strained relationships within the home now, within the family. It can make it very, very difficult for the mother. So reducing stress can help prevent this, but there are a lot of things that can help prevent postpartum depression. Having a psychologist or a psychiatrist help is always beneficial. If you are experiencing any of these kinds of things, please talk to your physician. Please talk to a trusted medical provider, psychologist, psychiatrist, general practitioner, OBGYN, anybody that can help you out, and we will get you the help that we need. All right? There's my spiel. All right. So moving along, one of the really big issues that we see with environmental factors of stress is on your menstrual cycle. So for those of you who don't know, physical stress in particular is a huge hindrance on the regularity of a menstrual cycle. Lots of the time, young female athletes in particular will see this. High intense sports such as gymnastics, running, soccer even can have this, but really, really high intense, highly physical, highly fatiguing sports like these can lead to a shortened period in women. It can lead to the absence of a menstrual cycle in some females, and if you're very, very young and you have not started your cycle yet, if you haven't gone through puberty and started menstruating yet, then lots of the time it can be significantly delayed until your body starts calming down and you stop putting it under those significant amounts of stress. So what's essentially happening is if your body is constantly undergoing lots of physical stress like this, your brain will just kind of say, okay, we are currently in an environment and in a situation that is not suitable to be having children. We are not suitable to be reproducing. And so that causes your reproductive system to say, okay, we're just going to kind of cool it for now. We're not going to really do anything. We're going to focus on repairing microfractures in bone tissue. We're going to focus on repairing muscles. We're going to focus on repairing our ligaments, and we're going to focus on taking care of the body in its current state, as opposed to working towards reproducing. Once that physical stress is alleviated, lots of the time females will begin to start menstruating, or they will go back to having a more regular cycle and a less painful cycle lots of the time. So yeah, those are the really big things that I wanted to hit on. If you're experiencing any of these things due to stress or due to potential other symptoms, please contact your general physician or your OBGYN, anybody who is a trusted medical provider. I really hope that this video was informative, and I had a really good time looking all this information up and doing my research. So I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to go check out wHyYy's video from Monday, and I'm really excited to see Katie, so back at ya!